People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. I hope you're all doing well and safe. Welcome to the Q&A show where obviously you lot put the questions to me and I answer them. I've got some questions from you guys. I apologize to all my members and things like that. I didn't give you really and truly enough time to really ask me any questions. To be fair, I gave you 24 hours or so, but I don't feel I gave you enough time. So members, if you've got any comments, just keep them rolling in the live chat, in it. So don't think you've missed the boat on that one. Appreciative of all the support you lot have given me in regards to becoming members, obviously answering questions. Those of you that aren't members got anything to do with it and you're just watching, I appreciate that. I appreciate all the love and all of that, people. So yeah, good morning to those of you over in the UK. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, depending on who you are and wherever you are on this world. So yeah, like I said, Q&A day. I thought, you know what? Pardon me, it's a quiet week. Why not, people? Why not? So yeah, I hope you're all doing well and safe. I hope you're all good. So big up to my, I'm sorry to lock off the live chat, but it's for members, them only. Obviously, the only exceptions, the moderators. The moderators do a good little job in terms of sweeping up the live chat. So I'll leave them there. But primarily the members, them. River has said, big up River Wild. He said, looking forward to this as ever. Got some food to go along with the stream. Appreciative of that, my guy. Sit back, relax, and let me do the rest, man. Peter, appreciate you. And like he said, good morning, sports fans. Why? Where is that from? Is that from Sky Sports? I don't know, but that rings a bell, Peter. That rings a bell. That rings a bell. I appreciate that live from Planet X, man. You appreciate these live streams and you can't wait. And as usual, big up the Twitch gang as well. Skyter's in the building. Skyter, man, bring your questions, man, because I see the last time I looked at the questions, I see you said I haven't even got a question yet. So hopefully you found one and things like that, and keep them coming, man. I'm going to be here as long as the questions are there, really and truly. So yeah, I knew that, Peter. I heard that somewhere. It's an old school Sky Sports show. I knew, when someone says something and you hear it in a voice, I'm sure I heard that in the commentator's voice. I was thinking, nah, that is from somewhere, innit? Good to see I'm not imagining things and my brain isn't breaking down on me. Yeah, but I appreciate you lot. Like I said, the priority today is just a Q&A. I'm going to get into the headline, the Ødegaard or Buendía. That was the show seller. That was the headline. But yeah, there's plenty of questions there. I say that I saw about 7-8 last time, so it's all good. Probably the easiest stream I've got in that regards, people. So yeah, I actually have to take my phone off charge because this is a schoolboy error, people. Like the charger wire doesn't even extend. So yeah. I remember the days I used to do Q&A shows every week, man. We did a madness them times there. But yeah, let's keep going, people. Let's keep going. Where's you lot's questions? I did, people as well. I'm looking for YouTubers in general. It doesn't even have to be YouTubers, content creators, anything. I'm trying to collaborate and get some things done for you guys. So please make sure you're checking out the community tab where I ask you guys questions. I've seen a couple of names, for instance, Clive, that he has a good live stream. Spoiler alert, I've been for the last few weeks trying to get that one done, and it's not going to happen. I'm just going to leave it there. It's not going to happen, innit? Shout out to Clive, respect what he's doing, but it's not going to happen. I see a couple of other names, and if you know, but there's no chance of some of them names there. But I will holler Charles Skyter, for instance. You said holler Charles Watts, bro. Man's tried the Charles Watts, all them typical Arsenal ones. I've done it, and nobody owes me nothing, so it's not bitterness. I'm just telling you guys, I've done it, in it. So what? Somebody said do a collab with Lee Chappie if he replies. Someone said Don Robbie. Robbie's a busy man. Someone said Troops. Another busy man. Tell him to check his Instagram, his Twitter DMs. I'm not going to harass people, but man are busy. And the last name that Mr. Analytical said, F that. Touchy Gooners, I'd love to get that one done. Hugh Wizzy, that could be done. Lee Judges, sorry. Somebody I got a lot of time for, so it'd be good. So yeah, any of them sort of things, keep them coming. Like I said, it don't have to be Arsenal content creators. Just obviously, if you watch me and you watch other people and you think it'll be decent and things like that, hit me up, man. Man said one day it'll be Ian Wright. Hopefully, my guy, man. Hopefully, Ian Wright, Thierry Henry, that would be it for me. Arsene Wenger, I'd love it, but it is what it is. We keep grinding. Sometimes I feel that this thing ain't going to get anywhere. Some days I feel like, I'm too unique and I'm way too good not to accomplish my dreams. And there's enough people in this world for everybody to reach their dreams. So I appreciate everyone. Jay, big up yourself. And Jay, sometimes I always miss your questions just in general. When I always notice, I feel like I'm doing you dirty because when I end my live streams, you typically come into it and I miss your stuff. So please get them creative juices flowing and get your questions in as well. You in particular, not like everybody else. What has Omar said? Damn, I had no idea that this was a member stream. I'm a head out of here. No, you can stay. Moderators, I need you and that. But moderators are cool, man. You can get a couple questions in. It's cool, man. There's no need to apologize and things like that. Big up the members, them. But let's crack on with some of these questions. M's got us out the blocks firing. He said, do you think there's anyone we could get from the Prem to improve our midfield beside Basuma? You put me on the spot there, my guy. You know what? There probably is, but it's going to cost peas. Like, everyone's going to cost peas. You've put me on the spot there, so I'm going to draw for the Premier League and see the teams and actually try and think really and truly, because I know there is, but it's a different one when you're asked it on the spot. Everton, obviously, you know, well, I could list guys that are not coming. Of course, Decore and these sort of guys would be good. I would love Telemans, but again, can't afford that, so forget about that one there. I wouldn't mind John McGinn from Aston Villa. You know, I think he's really slept on. I think he presses well. He'll be very good for what Arteta wants. He ain't gonna make no fireworks in that, but I think John McGinn is somebody decent. Calvin Phillips, again, you're not grabbing him off Leeds, but you know, I'm a big fan of Calvin Phillips. I'm a big fan of Declan Rice, but again, you're not grabbing him. So half of these people, I'm saying, you're not Ruben Neves, you're not grabbing him. You know, there's bare players, man. There's a couple players still I'll take a chance on. Them names there, my dude. Keep your questions coming, but yeah, man, it comes down to peas at the end of the day, and I don't think Arsenal quite have the wonga to go and get them sort of players in, and they're going to be expensive, really and truly. We've got 37 likes. People keep that one going. People are off to a great start in that regards. You're right, Omar has earned his place, man. The members, them, have earned their place, and so have the moderators. The moderators are all here because they're sensible people. And whatnot. Like in my, so far since I've been doing the live chats and all of those sort of things, I think I've only had to demote 2 moderators. One got too power hungry and one was just on the next thing. But you know, we're doing, I really like how we've got a good little community here in a day and age where everything's clickbait, everything's nonsense, everybody's carrying on stupid. We've got some maturity here, we've got good vibes. Obviously there's 1-2 joke here and there, poking fun at each other here and there, but it's sensible. So it is what it is in that regards. But yeah, in relation to who we can sign, I would love Declan Rice, Telemans, Calvin Phillips, these sort of guys there. But you know, pretty penny, the English tax, the English club tax, all of these premiums are added on top. So it's a bit of a myth. It's a bit like with the Zaha and Pepe thing, my dude, in that I'm not criticizing Zaha or Pepe. Really and truly, we got, not because we got Pepe, but Leo are a selling club. Zaha's employers had no intention of letting him go and things like that. So you know how it is with the English clubs and stuff like that. There's no more having to sell. Even when you get relegated, there's no more having to sell players. You know, Norwich only let people go on their terms. Buendía is only leaving on their terms. Ben Godfrey and Jamal Lewis went because they thought it was good. They said Max Aarons and whatnot, you're not leaving. You know, Buendía, who we're going to get onto, Cantwell, all of these guys, you will leave when we can. Look at Leicester, you know, you go back to what I keep saying, 10 years, like it ain't 011, but, you know, 10 years plus, you know, before you could see United grabbing a thingy, grabbing a Maguire for a respectable overpriced sum. Now you want him, you have to take 80 million. You know, Spurs, another small club. United probably would have taken Harry Kane for 30 million back in the days. Nah, it's not a thing. I had to poke fun at Spurs. It was too good not to. And actually, I've typed in Leno mistake as some research for something I've got coming soon. And it's just brought up Harry Kane, so there was a chance of that. What are you saying live from Planet X, man? You're saying, I love this community, in all honesty. It's a pleasure to be a part of. And you lot make it, innit? I'm here making the content, but you lot all had to flock together and you lot have to conduct yourselves in a certain sort of way. So without you lot, there's no community. It takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to create a YouTube channel. So big up to everyone, whether you're white, black, man, woman, Asian, American, North American, European, you know, Eastern Europe, you know, there's a whole bunch of diverse people, and it's lovely to see in a day and age where you all know what's happening in society. It's lovely to see, man. Like with my community, it's amazing. I really like it, man. I really appreciate that. What have you said? Thoughts on the members fantasy football league for next season? Could be a fun and interactive thing. I could do a specifically members one, but I know I've got one for the general YouTube community. I can't lie, I don't even like doing that with you guys because You know, you've got a couple of you are bang outs. I don't know how you always know when to grab these players and when to do it, but you know how there's been a second where Ollie Watkins had his purple patch and, you know, Bale had his little purple patch. We're proud. You know, when some of you, whenever there's a purple patch with a player, I'm always seeing you lot taking maximum points. And I'm like, how are you lot so on the ball with this? You know, so it is what it is. In my private league, where it's just really my friends and that, I think I'm like, what? I'm like 7th and that. I don't really pay attention to it. I'm doing all right. But yeah, members one could be a thing. And when merchandise land, the next merchandise should be out by next season. So maybe I'll do a little, you know, you win that. It's a thing and things. You're doing me dirty. A man said, is there one? I didn't even know. I promoted the hell out of that when I was doing it, my dude. So come on, my dude. But it's all blessed, man. It's all blessed. Let's crack on with some other questions, people. Let's crack on with some other questions. Moderators as well, man. You lot are cool, so don't be afraid to ask questions, man. I see you, Jaden, Omar, you know, the rest of you. If you're a moderator, you're more than welcome to ask a question, because you lot do a job for me in making sure that there's no nonsense in the chat. But yeah, man, where were we? Moving on from that, let's get into some other questions, people. Some good questions here, some very good questions. Skyter has said, it might be never a silly question, my guy. Nothing is silly, you know. It's not a silly question. Don't ever say that to about yourself. But you said it might be a silly question, but what's your thoughts, about the open mic videos Arsenal release that gives us a specific player focus? I like it, you know. That's one of the byproducts I've liked with, sadly, COVID and all of these things. I like that, you know. I like that. Obviously, I want fans back in the stadium, but I can't lie. And I don't know how it would work, but I don't want to lose the feature of being able to hear what players and management are saying at kind of, not all times, but all times. I think that's very good, and it gives us another insight. And I think the open mic things, obviously, I like it, man. I like it. I like to hear what they brought out one with Ødegaard and in relation to West Ham. Tierney's had a couple. I like it. I do think it only comes out when things are positive. Like when we're losing, I don't think we're going to see those sort of things. But it's a good bit of content. It's a smart bit of content. It brings people closer to the players, especially those of me and the people in the UK at best of times can't even get to the games. And I know for a fact a lot of people that are not from the UK and can't obviously get to the games week in, week out, they live through. I know this is why I wasn't a fan of when people mock stadium stuff and all those sort of things, because I know a lot of foreign fans, because obviously they can't get there with the watch alongs and the it used to be the match day vlogs and the open mics and all of these little things allow foreign fans or people that can't be at the Emirates just to, I wouldn't say feel more like part of the Arsenal family, because regardless you are, but feel more like you can be there on the match day. So I'm happy in that regards. I do find it a tiny element of it cringy, but it is what it is, man. It's decent still. And like Cam is saying, Cam, get them questions in as well, my guy. Like he said, I watched the Teeny one. I loved it, as we all would, you know. Teeny, we got to the point, Teeny can move his finger, and we're all going to say, no one in this squad moves their finger like that. Give my man the captaincy. So I like it. Want to see consistency when, like, you know, when we lose, man, need to see that as well. Obviously, it's not the case, but it is what it is. I'm just a fan of openness. Like on my channel, you know, I don't sit here and just do the positive thing. I don't sit here and do the negative thing. We comprehend the positives and negatives, and then we draw conclusions as to the direction where this thing is going. But it is what it is. Hopefully, I've answered your question. We're gonna run out of questions, so you lot better hurry up, people. I'm catting out early, man. What have you said? You said some part I didn't expect Ødegaard to do, different player on the pitch. And to be fair, that's why I don't mind it, because you see little things like, you know, as someone who is at the was at the Emirates a lot, I would say David Luiz is actually way more vocal on the field than man give him credit for. And I'd say the same for Aubameyang, because I was at the Emirates seeing such. And obviously, I guess Aubameyang's relevant with what's happening now. But you see little things being at the Emirates in certain people. You know, you see little bits and pieces and little character traits and off the ball. And I think the open mic shows you that, of course, it's manipulated. Of course, it's clipped up, whatever clips Arsenal want. But you get the point, man. And like you said, there's some parts you don't expect Donny to do. What have you said? If they could, should Spurs keep Bale, in your opinion? Where Bale's, like somebody tweeted, Bale's taking Spurs for pure jib. Like, I think there's levels, you know. Ødegaard's come to our team and we all know he wants to go back to Real Madrid, but he ain't boying us like that. You know, Bale just said, yeah, you know, I'm going to do a little work experience thing back in North London. It sounds like, you know, when people More so when they're teenagers, they go to Magaluf and Malia and all of these sort of places there to just work for a summer or whatever. It just seems like Bell's doing a bit of that. It's a bit of a holiday, really. In my opinion, I would say yes. I would say no. I would say yes because obviously it's not the Bale it used to be, but it's still a good player. It's still a good player to have. It's still in that. I wouldn't say he's taken the burden off Son and Kane, but it's another player that can do that. Obviously, in recent weeks he's found a bit of form, but I'd say yes. And obviously what he means to the club, I would say no because for the money you've spent on the loan, for how much you'd have to undertake his wages, I think for that moment Levy isn't going to do that. I think the only thing that would have tipped it is if Daniel Levy saw some extravagant form. But I just think it's not at his age, with his injury record, with not even necessarily the injury record. You know, you look at how Bell has to be managed by Spurs. You have to wrap him in cotton wool. I'm not criticizing that. I just think the investment that you'd have to put into him to all of that stuff, it's not really worth it, really. So I would say no. But I do think I think that there's definitely more reasons than people think to keep, but I'd probably say no purely because of that. So yeah, big up yourself, man. Liam, you've been missing. A man said I've missed a few videos. You made sure you was here for the Q&A though. I appreciate that, man. Couple of you latecomers, better late than never. Stylish is in the building. Big up yourself, Stylish, and big up the rest of the members. Where are we going now? Cam has said, what do you think of Batiste Xhaka replacement we're being linked with? The Argentinian Donny, I don't know his name, but I think you was there yesterday, Cam, where I said, when I'm watching La Liga, I'm watching Batiste. I like what I see. I think he likes to win the ball. I think he's decent in terms of recycling it. You know, I think considering he joined them last year, he's adaptable because he's hit the ground running. I like what I see. You know, I like what I see from him. I think from what I've seen, and I'd say my knowledge on him is probably 15% because he's someone, you know, you're just watching La Liga here and there and you like his name and you like how he's playing and things, but when he's linked with my club or linked with your club, you know, you have to look at guys a bit differently. I haven't done that quite yet, but what I've seen from him, I like. You know, the price tag's a bit gazy, but I like what I see from him. Apparently, Real Betis need to sell players. I wouldn't mind signing the Argentine international, but again, I'm gonna have to do a bit more research, and we're gonna have to probably lean upon somebody who knows a bit more about him than much. But I wouldn't mind him. Was he linked directly as a Xhaka replacement? I'm not too sure. Apparently, we just wanted him, and I'm not gonna lie to you. Let's be real. We should be looking to exploit La Liga and things like that because, you know, we had obviously it's not easy, but we had a French manager. Lo and behold, he gets success by bringing in French players. I know the landscape has changed. Arteta's been very diverse. You know, he spent time in Scotland, France, Liverpool, Manchester, London, and he's a Spaniard. So naturally, man, want to see what he's doing. Like, for instance, what's my man's name that is at one of Arteta's former clubs? Navarro or something like that. Navarro, Sociedad, he was at Monaco and it didn't bang for him. He's a very silky little player. I don't know for his progress in their team and all of those sort of things and whatnot. But I want us to lean on La Liga naturally. You know, we should be looking to get Paul Torres and all of these guys. Obviously, price tag makes it a myth, but we should really should be looking at such. You know, you're Spanish, go and get us some Spanish players. It's like Edu, you're Brazilian, go and get us some Brazilian players under the radar. Like, utilize your whole market. Nobody should know that better than you. And forget Arteta for a sec. But the coaching staff, I'm sure there's other Spaniards there. Can you go and get us some? The guy with the one earpod, I could be wrong, but I'm sure he's Swedish. Can you go and find us the next Isaac or something like that? Can we utilize these emerging markets? I know it's harder than I'm making out, but if we ain't got the money to go toe-to-toe with teams, then there's two options. When we find a player like Aouar, for example, and we want him, go and get it done. Don't piss about with the prices because other men get involved. It gets long. Or, you know, make sure it's done so you don't get in a bidding war. Or, you know, utilize emerging markets. You know, there could be a sick team in France, and, you know, like I've given you the example before, if we're scouting a random team in the lower divisions in France, if I'm a Chelsea scout or whatever, just because Arsenal are there, and Arsenal should do the same, I'm going and looking there. I might not even have a player, I might not even heard the team's name, but just because their man are there, I'm going because they're not going to be there for no reason. Can we utilize that? So let's say we did that, and there's 11 players, and let's say the striker is the next Kylian Mbappe, the next one's the next Ronaldo, Lima, and all of these things. And obviously I want those players, but, you know, I'm a big fan of where everybody's looking. Where's the attention? You might find someone that's the next Xabi Alonso. He might not look it, but he might be the next Xabi Alonso. He might be the next Cesc. He might not be it at 18, but he might be it at 20. This is why due diligence is important, really and truly. So that's what I believe. Do you think Aubameyang will improve? Liam Bailey, my guy, asks is big up yourself. Define improving. Obviously, at the age, you can always improve, and I'm sure if you ask Arteta and if you ask Aubameyang, then I'm sure there's things he has improved. But for me as a fan, I don't think I'm going to see dramatic improvement in his career. You know, all I want to see is us play to his strengths, because he's 30 odd. He's not going to be here long. And, you know, I look at people like Aubameyang, to a degree, Laka. These guys are for the presence. You know, Leno's 29 and he's a keeper, but these are the present. You know, to be fair, Tierney and Saka, they're present to future. But these players that are here for the present, they can set us up. If Aubameyang can get back to goal scoring and we play to his strengths, you know, give him service and all of these things. Yes, he's playing poor, but give him service. That can set us up. So if we can get back in the Champions League, remove, you know, our dependency on Aubameyang, and then, you know, whether that's Martinelli grown into that role to go with Saka and Pepe and Tierney and all these other guys in the team, that's cool. In relation to improve, I don't think so. You know, he's made a career of scoring goals. I do expect to see some sort of adaptation in his play, I would say, really, because, you know, one has to wonder how much that, you know, we have to save my man's legs and stuff like that. And I think we need to learn. We need to play to his. He's playing poor because he's playing poor, but I still don't think we're playing to his strengths. I still don't think there's enough service. And, you know, I was talking to Curtis Shaw a couple of weeks ago kind of about this, and he echoed it on his channel yesterday. Big up Curtis. He's like, Jamie Vardy won't be asked to play out. Obviously, two different players, but he won't be asked to play out wide. Leicester are not going to slap him out wide. Leicester are not going to do these things. Now, I'm not using them as excuses, because when Aubameyang was scoring goals, we were saying, listen, we weren't all, let's be real, we were all saying, you know what, he needs to play through the middle, but if he's scoring goals, it's not a problem. In relation to improve, I would say no, because I can't see it at his age, but things can happen. Getting back into form, I damn well hope so. You know me, I'm not giving up on Aubameyang and them things there. So hopefully that answers your question, my dude. Big up yourself. Big up C. Good morning to you and everybody else joining back in. Where's Diabolical gone? Trust me, Q&A legend, fam. Q&A legend. He's disappeared, man. It's cool, my guy. It's cool, my guy, man. It's cool, my guy. Keep doing your thing, my guy. Keep doing your thing. It's all banter. Whatever you said, just keep doing your thing. You're building. The link ups will come. Fair play, my guy. You're right. You know, I'm not a link. I do the link up thing for you guys, you know, because I'll give you an example. Like, I have no problem. It's not even a pride and ego thing, because nobody owes man nothing. Everybody's busy. All of these sort of things, yeah. But it's like, sometimes I'll shout someone because you guys want it. You know, I put my own ego to the side. My ego is to say F everybody the minute you act up, but you don't want the content, and you need to be man enough to put that to the side. So sometimes I get these sideways signals from people. It's like, what I don't like is the yes and no's. Like, just if you say yes, cool. If you say no, it is what it is. I don't like the either raw sort of thing. That annoys me. But for you guys, there's certain YouTubers that, like I said at the start, you're not going to see it now because they're persisting with that. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then it gets to a point, you're like, you know what? Nobody owes me nothing, no bad feelings, but I'm not going to, you don't owe me nothing, but I owe it to myself how I'm treating myself now. Like, I'm consistently making you feel mad important because I'm consistently messaging you. And that was me. It's like, I shouted them. I'll shout at this one person and I thought, all right, cool. And then my immediate ego was like, you know what, F this, they're not on this. And I was like, you know what, ego to the side, DG Nation hat on. Cool, we'll give it another extra week, man, of acting. And you know what it is? It's for me, it's when someone says, all right, cool, you can't do it this week, that's cool. But then you say, shout me on Monday. I'm shouting you on Monday, you're not replying till Wednesday. And then you're just messing about, innit? It's just peeing about. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's like, how do I react to that? Because I've got no ill feeling. It's just, man, the most valuable commodity is probably crypto nowadays. But apart from that, it's time. So you get the point. Bro, it's about adapting to your players, man. Is it any coincidence Vardy's football has changed? Leicester know how to use him for obvious reasons, and they've probably added a couple more years on him in general, really and truly, because Vardy is winding down. It's not the Vardy of a couple of years, but you don't really see it. And not even just Aubameyang, and not even just related to Arteta, historically at Arsenal, I don't think we play to people's strengths, you know, or utilize people's strengths or adapt to the people changing. Like I said, when Aubameyang signed that deal, the first thing we should have done when he signed that deal is put plans into place to look for that striker in the next couple of years, because he signed a 3-year deal. Come the third year of Aubameyang's deal, I don't want to see him still in the starting lineup, playing week in, week out. I hope he's still playing to that caliber. But for me, that follows on what we've done with Koscielny, what we're doing right now with Aubameyang, Willian, and Luiz, for example, based on what we're hearing, is that these players don't really provide longevity. We need to, every year you should be looking at the, removing their importance. Obviously, you get what I mean by that. And I think we should have learned from hindsight and applied foresight. So the minute Aubameyang signed that deal, let's look in the next 2-3 years. Let's look at a striker. Cool, that's the striker you want. Maybe he's, because it's funny like that. A striker that's 1 year he might not quite be ready. Next year might have a breakout one, and then third year like cool. So I wanted us to apply some foresight for that, and also for the next guy to come in. But also on that topic, we've got to learn how to play to Aubameyang's strengths. There's no point wasting him, really and truly. If you are going to use him, which you have doubled down, giving him the deal, play to his strengths, double down on him, give him some service. Obviously, I think Aubameyang's playing right now poor because he's playing poor. I don't think it's really anything to do with the service, but you get the point, my dude. Stylish has said, we all agree on a left back, back up, right back, first choice, centre mid, box to box, centre mid, number 8, centre mid, Cam, striker / winger, depending on Martinelli's development. I think you need a striker regardless of Martinelli's development. But yeah, I wish you had a question there, Stylish, but don't disagree with anything you're saying. I think the world can agree with that. Will Arsenal do all of that in the summer? Myth. Live from Planet X with the easiest question. You taking Prime, Cecil, Vieira in your current squad right now? Big up says Fabregas, but that's big Patrick Vieira. I don't care what no one says. The best centre mid to play in the Premier League. I do not care what anybody has to say. That is my guy. I'm taking Vieira. And obviously, Cesc did duppy him in the Champions League once upon a time. But yeah, man. Yeah. I'm taking Vieira, man. No disrespect to Cesc. Good question, though. Good question. Oh, we need players, centre mids that do things in less touches. Like, I know it's Luka Modric, and I was doing the watch along. Do you know why it was so refreshing watching Luka Modric the other day? Things that can be done in 2 touches, doing it in 2 touches. Like at Arsenal, there's things that can be done in 2 touches. We need to take 5. And on top of having slow build-up play, not having the best passes, when other teams play low blocks, on top of the obvious, are we surprised why we can't break teams down? Fashion chances, damn right, hit the target. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It is what it is, man. Bro, every signing we make is a long drama. Like, there probably is, but off the top of my head, every signing's been a drama. Like, Gabriel's was dragged out. Partey's was dragged out. Aubameyang's was dragged out. Tierney's was dragged out. It looked like it wasn't even happening at a point. Who else is there? Lacazette. That was like 3-4 years in the making and stuff like that. So, yeah. Make sure you're smashing the like button, people. How we not on 100 likes as well? But yeah, we drag out signings. We do the soap opera thing, the drama, like, they're seeing us on planes and tracking planes and looking at gardeners and our signings. Some clubs, and Chelsea's one of them, a couple times, might not be linked with a player. You just wake up on the morning and you see Chelsea signed, must be lovely. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Emma said, would you take Cresswell as a backup left back? I wouldn't mind it. He could do a lot worse this season. He's doing his thing. He's in one of my FPL teams and he's shining. So why not? Decent. What's his age? What's Cresswell's age though? I know he's been around for a minute. Has he been in the England squad? 31. Ooh. Thought you was at least 29. You're a bit older than I thought, Cresswell. I'm not an ageist. It don't really matter to me, but ooh. You know what? Could grab you for 18 months, but no, man. Can we get someone that's got a couple years shaved off that one day sort of thing? But shout out to Cresswell, man. If you're taking I'll take it for a year or 2 if we're gonna look for a next one. But that one there has changed it for me. So yeah, man, it is what it is in that regard. What other questions have we got before I get back onto the ones asked via the community tab? River Wild had a question, but his thing's gone. I'm going to find it, though. Can't be snaking the man them like that. River Wilder said, how have you found other YouTubers or other creators in general in their attitudes towards collaborations or advice? Is it something that has surprised you? Well, it's like life, innit? Like, once again, nobody owes me a thing, innit? Like, I've never been someone that's taken things to heart. But what I do is how I react to something. Like, if I shout you and you consistently air it, that's cool. you don't owe man, and you don't know me from nowhere. And I always believe that no one knows anything anywhere. And I feel there's a lot of an entitlement. The only people like I've ever expected something from is my own mother, like, and to a degree, my father. They brought me into this world, really and truly. I didn't ask for that, but even past the age of 18, that one there goes. So nobody owes me a damn thing. So anything beyond that is a plus. So, but it's how you react. I don't like to make man feel important. And what I mean by that is if I see you're not on something, I'm not going to keep asking you and breading you. It is what it is. I respect you. It is what it is. We keep it moving. And it's funny, innit? Like, I'm not going to sit and be a saint. I ain't know people, of course, because again, as you look at it and you think it's not really worth your time, really and truly. Like, for me, one of my pet peeves is not that I'm big headed or anything. It's like, I'm not being funny. And it's nothing to do with anything, but I'm not being funny, but I put my blood, sweat and tears into this thing. So when somebody asks us for a collab, and, you know, if I don't really know you, if I don't really like how you're, if I don't, you know, because there's been people I've collabed with that have got like 10 subscribers, but I've listened to their video. I'm like, you know, your football. I like your football knowledge. I want to chat to you. But sometimes you be looking at it and it's like, oh, I'm not being funny, but I've been at this for years, you know, consistently. And I'm just seeing you, you know, you've been doing it for a week or two. The videos are on and off. I don't know if this is a genuine passion or you want to do this thing or you're just doing it because it seems to be the thing right now, which there's no problem with that. It's just I care about where I attach myself. I put too much time and effort into this thing to waste it. Do you get? It's a bit like the ends, really, in terms of that's the only way to describe it. You know, some people are hella nice, you know, some people are hella snaky. Certain people say one thing and do another. People talk behind their backs. Why I kind of moved away, because I would see certain people say certain things about certain people, and then they're kissing their ass on Twitter, and I'm like, it ain't nothing to do with me. I ain't want to air dirty laundry, but that's some fake stuff. Like, from where I'm from, if you got a problem with someone or you feel some sort of way, you say it. You don't talk behind the screens and bitch about them in and among the same circle. And when you're there, do the pally thing, and I see that way too often, and it's jarring, innit? I don't really like that, but it's all a different one, you know. It's all a different one. Some people are pricks, some people are nice. It's like life, innit? It is what it is, you know. For me, I've always said I'll ask 3 times, you know. I'll ask once. That's because some people just ignore things because it happens. I'll ask once, I'll ask twice to make sure it's gone. I'll ask a 3rd time for the fans. If I ask anything more than twice is doing too much, but I'll ask 3 times because the 3rd is just for me to say, you know what, I've put my own ego to the side. I haven't reacted based on how I felt. But the less the better, in it. And, you know, I came into this game with the cap I have on now, not the Hugo Boss, but the cap in that, you know what, I'm treating this like how the ends is. I don't really trust no one. Then I loosened it up. I thought, you know, let me get somewhere. You know, when people are saying, yeah, my guy this, my guy that, and it's like, you're not my guy. Because when I'm shouting you on Twitter, you're saying my brother and all of this stuff on the videos. But when I'm shouting you, you're airing it. Like, you're mad airing it. Like, bro, man is double texting you bare. You're airing it. I'm just doing this to prove a point. We're not, guys. Suck yourself. Like, it is what it is. Like I said, no one owes me a thing, but how I react to that is cool. So I don't really trust no one. I don't really like much people. You know, there's some good ones out there. You know, I would say, you can't go wrong, you know, the people you see me with consistently, you know, the Matisses, them sort of people there, you know. I think Rance, you see, people can say what they want about Rance. Rance has been a very good person to speak to, and he's very knowledgeable, and you know, he's someone that he don't have to do some of these things. He's opened up doors to. He's the sort of person that, you know, someone might shout you with an opportunity, and Rance might say I'm Rance, and he might not be able to do it, but he knows that you're 30 or you're better for it than he might be. He's genuinely a certain person to say, yo, boss him, or if he's gonna take it, he'll try his best to get people in. Turkish is of the same ilk as well. So Turkish, Curtis, Rance, Matisse, James Redmond. There's quite Robbie. Shout out to Robbie. I know I'm not on AFTV too tough anymore, but Robbie himself, not speaking for anybody else, Robbie himself is blessed. Shout out to Robbie. You know, he's cool. You know, Robbie. You know, so there's some good, and there's plenty more. There's some good people out there, just in general, and you know, even away from YouTube. Like, I'd say the thing that I found the most encouraging is, you don't know me, my favorite part of this stuff is the youth content. You know, the amount of like parents, agents, players, you know, just liking my stuff. It's from my, you know, just liking it. I'm like, all right, cool. Now I know I definitely got something, and they can see that I'm genuine with this, because they're rating the thing. Like, the players I'm talking about that are playing, they're rating the thing. I'm not going to talk beyond that. And I would say certain people are starting to watch in it. And I'd say one thing that gives me encouragement is, I might not be the biggest, I might not have the best and all these things, but there's just certain stars I think are aligning. There's certain people that are starting to pay attention and stuff like that. And I can't lie as well. It sounds petty, but one of the best feelings is, you know, oh, no one owes me nothing and it could happen to me. But it's like, I remember there's a couple people, you start off this thing. I remember, I wouldn't say begging, but messaging, man, this, that, boom, 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 airing it. The minute they see I'm getting somewhere and people that they kind of like and people they look up to are messing with, man, oh, DG, this and this. No, suck your mum, man. No, no, no. And on one hand, I think cool because maybe you was waiting for me to get to another level. Then I think this is the game. You deserve that sort of thing because I'm probably doing that to someone. There's probably the next person out there that I've ignored their message. So how can I complain? It's the game. It is what it is. You know, if you to get anywhere in life, if you can't deal with people ignoring you, not taking you seriously, not wasting your time, you're not gonna get anywhere. You just can't let it dishearten your thing. That's how I look at it, anyways, man. But it is what it is. We're building, innit? I want something to last for an eternity, so it's gonna take an eternity to make it. Like I said, everybody's journey is different. Some men are going to make one vid, they go clear. Certain men are going to be doing it for 200 years, they're not going to make it. Everyone's life journey is different in it. That's why for me, I don't pay attention to what next man or woman are doing. Obviously, the only time I do is if they're doing good things, like, can I learn something here? What can I do to do my thing? If they can do it, I can, sort of thing. But I don't really watch no one. I don't know what anyone else is doing with their content. I don't really care, really, because as long as no one's taking nothing off my plate, no one's affecting my thing, then I don't really care, innit? Like I said, there's over 1 billion people in this world. However, God knows how many are on YouTube and on the internet every day. It is what it is. And I'd say grind because, again, I'm not gonna lie, man. It's like it's not big headed, but it's like, who are you, sort of thing. It's like, not that I'm anyone, but it's like, who are you? Like, people, someone said that to me once, and I thought about it. It's like, who are you? It's like, all right, cool. I'm not gonna introduce myself. I ain't gonna fight with no one. And it's like, I don't know you. Like, you're not my family. You're not my friend. I don't have any moral reason to want to do this with you, sort of thing. So it's like, who are you? And then I look back to my own YouTube stuff. How many videos did I do before I even monetized this thing? Not that I'm a millionaire. I wish I was. You lot can donate, but yeah, it's a bit of a struggle. But how many hours did I do? You lot used to tell me put ads in, monetize. Bro, we're probably talking over a year. How many videos did I do before you ever saw me with a Curtis, with a Turkish, with a Rants, with whoever? You know, you didn't, innit? So I find it really hard when I've looked on a YouTube channel and it's saying two, three videos, this, that, and the other. And another thing as well, I know I'm spending a long time on this. I don't like people who try and pull on your heartstrings. People are like, yeah, as a fellow this or as a small YouTuber. No, it's just about the content. And I'd say in relation to content, I don't force things. I don't want to be doing collabs just for the sake of it. If I can't have a conversation about football, I just don't want it to be because Deluded and and it looks good in the title and all of these sort of things. I don't want to beg it. And you know, everybody's mixing up with everybody, sort of thing. And I sometimes I feel some of the collabs would be pointless from me because it's almost like, you know, everybody's everywhere, the same people, the same places, having the same conversation. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Big up the Twitch gang as well, the Twitch moderators. Simply followed simply because of the intelligent and switched on attitude. Respect. I appreciate that. Brother, man, don't understand how time consuming that is. Like, even what cheeky plug, make sure you're paying attention, people. At 2:00 the loan report will be out. But even the loan report, fantastic example, my guy Skytop, because what, it's a 20-minute 21 minutes, I believe, is my latest one. But to do that 21-minute video, I had to watch 90 minutes of Guendouzi, 90 minutes of Mavropanos, this guy, that guy, extended highlights, this, that, and the other. You know, to be able to talk for 10-20 minutes in the tactical review, I have to watch that game again. You know, it's that sort of stuff. And then the editing, the thumbnails, all of these things. I don't have a problem because I made this for myself, but people don't see it. And that's why it can be disheartening because, again, the youngster talent, to talk about the 23s with the under 18s, I have to watch 90 minutes. But that's what gasses me. It might only have, 200 views or whatever, but to know them 200 people are looking forward to it and 10 of those have commented and say, yeah, man, I couldn't wait. That I love that, in it, because that means it weren't all in vain, in it. And for me, fundamentally, it means that someone just has the same passion for this thing that I have. And ultimately, it just feels like it's nice to know you're giving someone some value. When I see little messages like, I've been waiting on a DG vid all day, I've come home from work or school and this and that, I'm listening to the podcast at work, just to know that I've given you some value and some way, it's that, bro, what else can you ask for, innit? What else can you ask for? Anything else is a blessing. Did I ever feel, you know, that this would happen? Of course not. Did I ever feel this? And whatever way I look at it, I've had to learn, I've had to start patting myself on the back really, because a couple of the books I'm reading as well, like even this book on YouTube, people, you know, it was, I can't remember the statistics in it, so let me not cap, but it was like, basically, long story short, I'm above the statistics in terms of growth, in terms of things like that. So I'm like, all right, cool, let me give myself a little pink thingy in it. And everybody has their time, man. Come on, my guy. And like Emma said, consistency as you grow, and it's all natural and genuine facts, man. Peter has said, during this lockdown, this has been an escape. So thank you, bro. You lot, it's got to the point where it's the same thing. You know, you lot allow me to escape and speak with you lot. You know, it's therapy, it's conversation, it's all of that sort of stuff. And it's got to the point I actually feel weird when I'm not live. You know, one thing I've had to learn is what else can I do away from making content to push this thing forward, which I've always known that. But let's just say, you know, I was doing research or something to impact this channel. In the back of my head, it's like, you got to go live, you got to go live. So it's in the last few months, really understanding there's more to this thing and really working smart. It is what it is, man. But for me, I'm not on a big-headed thing. I know I've got a long way to go. I know I've got a lot to learn and all of these sort of things, but I believe in myself, in it. And I think the gift and curse of life is, you know, nobody's man in it. Like, nobody's me. Like, you are all here because you like man in it. Like, for whatever reason. Like, that's my I am my USP in it, and that's everybody's their USP. Think about you in it. You know, I see hella bored people I think are boring, but they got things. People think I'm boring, not that I'm trying to be excited, but it is what it is. You know, people will gravitate towards you as long as you're staying true to yourself, which I feel a lot of YouTubers don't, but it is what it is in that regards, people. Love for the super chat. Live from Planet X has said, the grind is part of the process, building slowly but strongly. After long days at work in uni, these streams make my day. Big up DG. And to know, of course, you're in Australia, 10 hours ahead. What? I swear it's nighttime, them sides there. Let me go on my world clock, because my maths ain't that good. Let's say Sydney. Whoa, you need to go to bed, fam. It's 11 past 11. So yeah, man, I love for that super chat, but that's that. Am I missing out any other questions, people? Big up Jay. You have said, would you keep Ryan or would you go for Woodman, who is homegrown? I wouldn't mind Woodman, to be fair. I'm not fussed about it. I don't mind keeping Matt Ryan if the opportunity persists in it, because at this moment in time, there's not been too much for me to go off, but I think you're better than Rinnerson. I think you give me that element that you're a calm number two. Like, there's some confidence if you are thrown in that you can do a job. So I'm not really fussed about Matt Ryan. If I'm Woodman, I know he's had a dad that's coached here. I know he's English, but ain't he been at Swansea on loan or somewhere? You don't want to go from that to sitting on Arsenal's bench. And I know the London lifestyle, Arsenal are a bigger team than Swansea, all that stuff. But, you know, you'd imagine you can get first team minutes elsewhere. You know, for a young goalie, you want to be a backup? It's myth. Oh, the industry is fake, brother. And that's why man are not involved in this thing. And like I always say, yeah, we're at that stage now, yeah. First, we was at that stage where you needed to be one of the first. Now it's a bit like the rap thing in England. Let's remember, there wasn't money in, off the top of my head, apart from Soul Solid and these sort of people. Once upon a time, if you weren't them, then it was a myth in this rap music thing. And then obviously gigs made the way. But before that, there was no money in music, or you were just making music for the sake of making music. Then obviously gigs bust the door. A couple other men were around as well. A couple other men came short after. And now everybody's a rapper, innit? And it's great because now everybody can sell a service and things. But do you get it? So, and I think that's where we are with football now, football YouTube. And I weren't one of the first, of course. But now every day there's a new one. And that's nothing to do with me because it's irrelevant. I like to see that. My thing is this. It's like you're going to slowly start. The quality ones are going to get filtered out because we've gone from starting it. Everybody's got one. You look at the brands and the Sky Sports and things. I'm not hating on anybody, but man are just, or Sky Sports, ESPN or whatever, man are just getting influencers for the sake of being influencers. It's not that they know football. So and I think that's the stage we're at. Sooner or later, we'll start decentralizing these sort of things. We'll start going for the less people who over sensationalize things, and it will be more of what you want. Like if you want that hyper sensationalized stuff, then that's for you. That's, you know, they'll go on the channels with that. If it's the analysis thing, it's the analysis thing. It is what it is. It's like we're at that stage where it's just numbers. Even in the music game, it's about ultimately numbers sell in it, and it's all a numbers game, but it's numbers. Talent and numbers don't equate 9 times out of 10. match day vlogs. I'll try a thing, you know. I'll give you a little before and after, maybe a little halftime one like I used to. I got nothing against anyone, but I'm not a fan of when the game's going on. For me personally, start doing all of this because man need to watch that game, bro. I paid a whole heap of money to be at the Emirates, and I love to be there because man get to see different sort of things. So I'll do a little thing, but I don't think it will be the typical ones where you're seeing a goal go in, maybe goal reactions to be fair, but you won't see me looking in the mirror into the phone randomly where things are going on. That's not my style personally. So yeah, man. What a stylish said here. I can't lie. I feel like everyone's over sensationalizing Ødegaard. Don't get it wrong. He was great against West Ham. Bro, they were doing that before it, and I've joined the bar of the hype train, but I keep saying we need to take our time with Ødegaard. We need to relax. Like, he's playing well. You know, he's gone past that stage now, in my opinion, of not just showing it in little patches like against Villa and things. You're showing it consistently now in the last couple of games. But I do think, you know, time will tell, because this is the same fan base that 3 games from El Nene, you were all wetting your pants saying give him new deal and things like that. So it's down to Ødegaard to maintain it. But I would like to see us keep him on loan or whatever, you know, permanently, of course. But you can't really see them things happening. I would give David Luiz a new deal only if he's going to have a significant marginalized role and he's going to be just a voice really in the dressing room. Really, you can play the Europa League in the early stages, maybe the Cat Yarabel Cup, but I want to see your, you know, Marie, Saliba, Gabriel. If this new centre half comes in as well, these guys play significantly. But at the same time, if there's no specific reason, I don't want to see him given a new deal for obvious thing for beyond that, because we're not. I'm trying not to have us be a crash. I appreciate that, Cam, and big up to Curtis. We're trying to get that one done. Tell him to check his WhatsApp more often, and we might have had one already. But big up Curtis Shaw again. Curtis, one of the real ones in it, and I love to see Curtis's YouTube break through, and I love to see when he's on Sky Sports and all these things, because it feels like my success. Because when I see a real guy in and amongst this nonsense, and I know how hard he tries, it feels like a win for me, and it gasses me knowing that I can do that as well. Earlier as well, when I was listing the other YouTubers, I forgot one, and I'd like to say Pippa as well. Pippa is blessed, and she's someone I look at a lot because for obvious reasons, you know, she's in a double whammy. You know, she's great at her job. You see her doing all sorts of football content and all sorts of stuff, but she's in a double whammy and she signs through. You know, she's a woman in sadly a male dominated sport where sadly, you know, the crude comments that come. She's a black woman as well, so you know, and she's tearing it up each and every time, and she's someone that is very nice. And another one, you know, like I said, Pippa, Turkish, Curtis, Rance, Robbie, these sort of guys, they're blessed, man. They're blessed. So yeah, man. Is what is. I appreciate this, man. You lot are gassing me. This has been a very good Q&A so far. Keep the questions coming, members. Them filthy fellas is a mad thing, you know. That looks like some Gaza thing. Like, that looks like you gotta be ready. You gotta be ready. Like, I like to watch it. I watch a lot of that sort of stuff. Like, I'm a very serious person when it comes to football, but I watch a lot of unserious sort of stuff. So yeah, man. Get onto him still. Golden trio this week, Rance and Matisse. It should be. I haven't been told any different. Unless Rance switches it up, then I'd assume tomorrow we're going again. You know, big up Rance and Matisse once again. River Wild has said, "What do you think of the Emirates as our home ground? I've only been once because of where I live. There were aspects I loved, but I found it a little overly saturized." I haven't really got a bad thing to say about the surface, about the facilities, or any of that sort of stuff. I do think it lacks atmosphere. Not that Highbury was ever the most buzzing, and I do think people look at Highbury with rose tints. It was better than the Emirates, but I do think it's lacking a bit of atmosphere, and I think that's something the fans can do their part when back to make it difficult for other teams. There's nothing really there, you know. It's like a library at times, and I love the club really and truly. I've been at the Emirates a couple times, and couple man are trying to do the chanting thing, and man are looking at them like they're smoking crack in here or something. Like, it's a bit mad. Like it's like a theater at times, where we can do a bit more. When I look at Crystal Palace, Sheffield United, these grounds you don't want to go to, we could look to do stuff like that. We should be looking to do stuff like that. So yeah, let's get into the questions as well. Don't want to forget your other questions. John Doe, it's a bit deep. It's a bit deep, John. I've done you dirty, but you said what scenarios would have to occur before you pick Buendía over Ødegaard? Well, The only things that could tip that is if Buendía is cheaper, which I don't think he's going to be. Buendía, you know, he's cheaper. I'd say the only one could make it cheaper, really and truly, or that Norwich make it abundantly clear they're willing to sell him versus potential mixed signals from Real Madrid and Ødegaard. That's what it will come down to, because I like Buendía in it and he's having a great season, but I just think Buendía, I mean, Ødegaard could potentially be more realistic purely because I don't know that, you know, 40 million. I don't mind paying 40 million for Buendía, but I'd rather at this time, if we're going to, I'd spend 40 million on Ødegaard over Buendía. I also feel, based on what you hear in the papers, Real Madrid want to sell players to reinvest. So again, that could be something. Norwich might play hardball. And again, I'm looking at, if worse comes to worse, you'd imagine at least we could say Real Madrid, allow it. Let's get him on loan for a full season now. Buendía is not coming here on loan. It looks like there's going to be no leeway. Like Norwich have shown, like a couple of these English teams, even Brentford in the Championship, you want our players, you're not getting no deals. You're paying top money, sort of thing. So yeah. Sia said, damn, when they were here, fans were wild. Nah, Arsenal away fans are the realists. Arsenal away games is when you get the realness. That's when you get what I'm talking about. Don't get twisted. At home, there is some man trying to get it going and stuff, but I'm just saying they're the minority in it. They're not alone. Arsenal away, that's when you get the real fans. Like us, for me, Arsenal, what year was it? I can't remember, but I went Arsenal versus Palace. I'm sure that was when Gnabry was there. Gnabry might have even scored. Or Ozil, buzzing, really. So I'd say away games is a different thing. Bro, if they don't sell Guendouzi, they probably will. But to go back to the last question, I would take Ødegaard over Buendía at this moment in time, because Ødegaard's had that bit of a time to settle. He looks like he's a decent player for us. You know, the 8 and the 10 role. It just seems easier to get Ødegaard than to pursue Buendía. And it does feel like we'd be potentially overpaying for Buendía to a degree. So I would say, the only things that could tip me to picking for John, the only scenarios that could occur is that Ødegaard says, cool, I'm going back to Real Madrid. I don't want to come back to Arsenal. I want to go to this team that's playing in the Champions League or whatever. I want to make more of a case at Real Madrid. Real Madrid want to keep him to be part of their team. They're the only things that could tip it, really and truly, for me. I don't, Prince, what's that supposed to mean? We have a lot of tourists who come and watch us, unlike teams like Palace and Sheffield United. I don't agree with that, because you got a lot of foreign and English fans who come, and you don't get the sense they're here for footballing reasons. But by the same token, I've seen American fans, Serbian fans, bro. I see man come from Jamaica, man come from Australia, all the way to the Emirates to watch us lose draw games and lose and things like that. And I don't think they're tourists, so I think that's a bit disrespectful. Let's be a bit sensible. Let's be careful of stereotyping. Not everyone who's not from England is coming to the Emirates with a fucking selfie stick and stuff like that. And even then, can you blame them? Because I used to have that thought, like, why are they coming here to do that? But to a degree, I might not condone it, I might not agree with it, but to some man, they're never going to get that opportunity again. To some people, they're going to make that video, and that's as close it's going to get to ever living through this. And some people, for me, of course, it's expensive to get a ticket, but I haven't got to get a ticket to the Emirates and accommodation and a flight and things. So that might be the only time they're getting an opportunity to do such. So let's be a bit sensible, man. Have you noticed that when fans are talking about transfers, they're not looking at the homegrown balance, of course, and obviously that makes it a bit tricky, even to sell Bellerin, potentially Holding, and the rest of it, Chambers, and the rest of it. We do need to keep some of these homegrown players around, even the young G's, the Maitlands, the Joes, the Nelsons, who's not playing, the Eddie and Nketiahs, where I'm not getting don't get twisted, they could all be sold, but Jay, you're 100% right, man. I did see. I'm sure you've seen that as well, Em. This isn't me trying to criticize. This is just me being real, man. I can't lie to you. Please make sure you're hitting the like button, people. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. 104 likes. Let's keep that one going, people. There's 140 of you here, so couple man and gals are not doing their job, I guess. Let's crack on with this, though, man. Liam's got another question. He said, hold tight, DG. Do you think Arteta will get the proper support he needs from the club going forward into the summer transfer window? I'd hope so, but I can't say no, man. I can't, bro. I can't say they will. I don't know, because backing it, for me, I know it's easier said than done, You get him a Partey earlier in the summer so that he can adapt and stuff like that. You get him that number 8 or Cam. You don't do the getting rid of Ozil, Socrates, Mustafi and that now. You do that in summer. So I don't know. Based on what I've seen, I'm inclined to say no, but I hope so. I hope so. I can't answer that for you, my guy. I hope he does. Because away from Arteta, how can anyone in this club expect, you look at the playing staff, you can't do anything serious with these, man, really. Yeah, you can have some little bits of form, win the occasional big game, but we're always going to be where we're at with some of these, man. Some of these, man, they've got to, this is as far as they can take us, this little mini turnaround of some collective and individual form under Arteta, it's as far as they get. But it is what it is, man, in that regards. John again has said, if Ainsley Maitland-Niles comes back and says he wants to make the right back spot his, do we still need to sign one? Yeah, for me, you still need to sign one. It's a bit deep because you could say Maitland-Niles and Cedric, but listen, I'm off that topic now where Maitland, you're out of sight, out of mind. I love Maitland-Niles, and again, my thoughts can change. But today on the 24th of January at 12:25, I'm on selling Maitland-Niles because I'm tired of these players with the drama. Is he a midfielder, right back? Does he want to play? Does he want to do this and that? I ain't got time for it. I want a right back because even Maitland-Niles, Maitland, Bellerin, Cedric, there's Chambers, there's been guys that have had opportunities to grab this spot. None of them have taken it. So I would like to go out and get an out-and-out right back. These lot can fight out, or Arteta can make his choice in relation to who he wants to be the backup. I would love Maitland to accept he's a fullback. He's got it all in him, but he doesn't seem hell-bent on doing that. So it seems like it's the end unless there's a dramatic upturn in form to convince us that you are actually a centre mid. So it is where it is in that regards. John's coming clutch with the questions. He said, in your opinion, what does Nelson have to add to his game to become a starter? Furthermore, when we were having creativity issues, why wasn't he tried in the 10? Probably because he wasn't trusted in that role. And I'd say it's a mixture of things. Arteta did tell him in August to go out on loan, so he didn't quite believe in him. Maybe he's not showing something in the training ground. I did feel when people were playing more poorly, he deserved an opportunity and he found form around December. But I think it's a shame now because Saka, Pepe have come into form. Williams turned it around a bit. You've got the Martinelli. You've got Aubameyang. He can be used out there. As you lot know, Ødegaard and Smith Rowe have been used out wide as well. And I'd love Nelson to be used in across those the three positions behind the striker. But I'd have to say he's just an odd one out, and he needs to keep it moving if he wants to develop, in my opinion now. But I would love him to have a future here. You've said, if Martinelli is being trained as a striker for next season, do we need to sign one with Oba still here? Yes, you do, because again, what happens when Martinelli goes through there and he has a bad game or whatever, or he gets injured and things like that? I think you still do need one. Again, I think it'd be less of an issue if we're going to make him one, and it depends what we're doing with Nketiah and Lacazette, but I think you'd still need one. That being said, I'd love to see that. Liam Bailey has also said dream signing for you. That would be Kylian Mbappe. That would be Kylian Mbappe or Haaland. But like you said, dream, it's not going to happen. Big up yourself, 1-1. You have said, craziest thing a poor Arsenal performance has made you do. Cry, bro. Cry, bro. When we lost to Birmingham in that cup, cry, bro. That's it, fam. Cry. Start fights in school, start fights on the roads. Like, Arsenal have made us do that. Like, I can't lie. Where was it? I think I was on holiday once and we lost, and the man then just kicked off a fight somewhere. Well, somebody started a fight with us, and less said on that, the better in it. But I'd say craziest thing, it's made man cry, fam. Just look at the TV and just not the just I wish it was the ones. It was the nah, man, we're dead, fam. Like, this team is dead. You can't get this low losing to Birmingham in a cup final. It's a madness. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. There is times it's magical. Like, I remember a game against United. I wish I was at the Barcelona game. The Emirates has its moments where it's magical. It does have its moments. Liverpool, the draw with Liverpool a few years ago. But week in, week out, it all depends on when you're lucky enough to hit it up. So yeah, man. See, you're in Australia. It will cost 10 bags for him to watch Arsenal play. Mad thing. And I'm sure that, the 10 bags, if you could, you would. But you see it. 10 bags to watch us lose 3-0 or whatever, get rubbed out, and these things there, it's a myth. So yeah, 1-1, that was the craziest thing in relation to Arsenal. You've also asked, what do you think of Anderson, the Fulham captain? Well, he was at Lyon. I think it took him a while to find his feet, but I like him. I think he shows his leadership qualities in relation to being Fulham's captain. I didn't mind taking him if he's at Lyon. I've gone off him now, but it is what it is. I don't. If we are gonna sign, you said could he replace David Luiz next season? I guess in terms of a body, but for me, if we're bringing in centre halves, we have to bring in people who are better than what we have, in my opinion. You've also said which hidden gems could Arsenal sign this summer, bro? You've put me on the spot. I can't think of it right now. I have to look at my notes or show you what I've already said. So I'm gonna have to leave that one clear. You also said Kiddo Taylor Hart is apparently applying for a Jamaican passport. What do you make of that? Again, I don't know that to be facts. I know he's 17, 18. So again, it's nice to see he's got his head screwed on, but maybe it's a bit early. But of course, I would take that. You know what? We've got Casey Palmer now, Rafael Morrison, Bailey, Bobby Reed, Antonio. You know, hopefully Kiddo comes because, you know, the minute Kiddo does, then that might tell the next Jamaican Arsenal youngster or whatever, Nigerian or whatever Caribbean or African countries from, like, oh, let me go play for that. And ultimately, this could make Mother Nation stronger. So why not, man? Why not? And, you know, some man, if you play for England, you're just going to get that one cap and done, where it could be better playing elsewhere. Like you look at Jenkinson, maybe if Jenkinson stayed with the Finland thing, it would work. You know, maybe Zaha would have had more caps for Ivory Coast if he did that from the start. But we all know Zaha is playing for Ivory Coast because the England thing and how his career was projected, it didn't pan out that way. So it is what it is. You know, I've answered you. That's all you lot's questions, people. Mad thing. That's all you lot's questions. Fantastic stuff. But yeah, keep your questions going in, man. We're past the hour mark. I think we got time for a couple more questions still, if you've got any. If not, we keep it moving. If we were playing 7-a-side, we'd be great. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. My faith is on the floor, regardless of what side we're playing. You've also said, Jay said, do you think we should prioritize getting a centre mid and a left back over getting a right back? Nope. I would say right back and centre mid, yeah, first. And I'd say right back purely because it's a case where second choice left back, first choice right back. I've got a first choice left back. I don't have a first choice right back. You know, like I said, Chambers, big him up. Last couple games he's played, he's did his thing. Maitland is out of sight, out of mind, and we've gone over it. But I don't, you know, he's had his little patches. Bellerin has his little patches. I'm tired of it. Like, there's too many of these things now at Arsenal. Like, there's too many players with these sort of things. I don't know, innit? Like, I just want confirmation. I just want to be able to look at that back five and including Leno and say, cool, I believe in that. And until we have a competent defense and back five that I believe in, this is me speaking for myself, I don't think Arsenal can get top four and do these things intentionally, you know, from August. Not maybe we get to a stage where we could capitalize on people's poor form, like with Chelsea and United towards the end of last season. But in August, until we have that, I don't think we're going to be level. So that's that in that regards, people. Ooh, what was that? Something scared me, some bottle. So yeah, man. That's that. What else are you like saying? That was a good Q&A, weren't it, mate? Does take time to build. Facts. I think I offered that one. Stylish said that. Yeah, I answered Stylish's one still. Shout out all the members, them. One of my moderators has said, keep Ødegaard, our players, trust him and look for him to receive the ball. Also an unselfish player and passer. Bro, that's why I saw it differently. When I look at him, I look at Pepe, and I think Aubameyang needs to do it. They're demanding the ball now, man. They're not just realizing these guys are shook. They're not going to pass me the ball. He's going out and getting it. River has said, would you ever bring back memory lane? A couple of you have been commenting that, you know, maybe, but I ain't got no memories that have come to mind. You know, I need some creative juices flowing or something. You lot are on me for DG thoughts, deluded thoughts, for that, for this. We'll be there, man. Even some guys like, oh, can the scouting reports come back? I'm like, bro, they're always there, man. They're always there. But yeah, man, you know me, I'll do anything for you guys. But I haven't had any inspiration. I'd say deluded thoughts will be back soon. Quicker than people expect. Probably look to do something next week, maybe this week, something in the next couple of days would drop in that regards. But I can't lie, people, unless anyone's got any other questions. We've been here for just over an hour. I'm going to wrap up this Q&A. I'll be back tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. as usual, people. Hopefully there's some Arsenal stuff to speak about. Please hit the like button as usual. Thank you very much to the members for the questions, them. Thank you very much for the viewers for actually participating, and everyone for hitting the like button. On that, if you haven't hit the like or subscribe button, you know exactly what to do, people. So do such. You know what? We've got a couple last questions. FM soon land. I set up the OBS thing yesterday. I want to stream it on a private thing first just to see what it looks like. And it's not going to be perfect when I start. I'm not going to start and be perfect, but I'm going to make a start. It's going to be there, man. Peter, I appreciate that. Live from Planet X, appreciated. River Wild, appreciated. Last question, Jay has said, do you think that keeping Luiz would block Saliba, who I think is ready? Yes and no, because Arteta seems to have, Luiz is his guy, but I would say no, because next season, or even towards the end of this season, I would like to see Luiz phased out of the team, as I've been saying. So that should throw it up for Saliba. But the same way, that's why I'm saying I think we need a centre half, because I'm on Gabriel and Saliba playing together, or Saliba and Marie and whatever. But I have my concerns generally about Marie, as much as I rate him. And Gabriel and Saliba, I back them 9 times out of 10, but they will show their inexperience. They will show a 20-year-old, happy birthday, Saliba, and they will show a 22, 23 at the time. They will show it. So if we can get what I describe as a bridge player, someone who's better than they are, 25 plus, 26 sort of thing, you get it. Good options there. Or like more, do you get a competent sort of guy there? Or if we are to have Saliba and Gabriel, people need to accept there's going to be teething problems. They're going to have great games. They're going to have shaky games. Both of them are going to switch off from set pieces. People are not going to follow runners, all of this sort of thing. But that's for another time. Like I said, big up. I never leave the questions hanging. Big up everybody who's been here. I'm really going to keep it moving and get out of here. Please hit the like button. Do what you can to drive up engagement. Mr. Adlib, big up yourself. Jay, live from Planet XM, and the rest of you, big up my moderators, big up the Twitch gang, because I see some of your comments as well. Didn't answer them for obvious reasons. This is for the members, them. But on that topic, it's been an hour and 5 minutes. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your day. DG's out, man.